Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Tom Misery. Watch my channel, Mr. 14, and I'm here doing a review of Fosse Verdon, Season 1, Episode 7. Let's let you know that next week will be the finale of the show, and I really, tell you the truth, I really had enjoyed this season so far in Fosse Verdon and tell the story about their lives and how they do the behind the scenes and how they get the working behind these plays and stage comedies and musicals and stuff, and follow the drama between those two and in the pivotal moment of their lives. I just enjoy it. I really enjoyed the musical, the acts, the drama, the acting. I have enjoyed a lot of things. The direction, the scenes, um, the flow, the fluidity of the show. I have enjoyed it. I can follow it. I understand. I understand what's going on. I really enjoyed it. So let's jump right into it. This episode 7, y'all. So I'm gonna break this up in his past lives and they present right now. So I'm gonna start with the past. The past thing is that Gwen is very upset with Figure Bob, so she's just throwing stuff at him, just taking everything and go. He said, "I'm sorry. I don't know what to do. I'm sorry, baby." And he just ducking and dodging and said, "Sorry." She said, "I hate you. You know this and this and that and those sort of stuff." And he just kept apologizing until she just had enough of throwing things. She just got tired. I said, "You get tired of throwing some stuff." I said, "Okay, that's it." So he said, "Baby, I'm sorry. You know what? I want to be with you. I want to spend my life with you. I want to marry you. I want to have kids with you. I want to start a family and everything." I said, "Oh, that's so sweet." And I did took a do that. He said, "Let's have a baby and let's start a life together." So they trying to get pregnant, trying to get pregnant, trying to get pregnant. They couldn't get pregnant. So what they went is to go to the doctor, to go to the doctor to see how it is. You know, the doctor is so enamored with Gwen to see how she is, like her plays, like her whatever she been doing, all that stuff. On the other hand, he is not too into Bob Fosse that much, and you know Bob Fosse sometimes when he don't get the spotlight on him, he just start getting it like anxious. He started getting like annoyed. So he said, "Oh, I was doing this." So I said, he said, "Oh, you was in this? Oh, you was really good in here." It's like that. But so it comes when it comes to doctor, it said, I said, Gwen knew that she's like older than she know they're supposed to be taking getting a kid, so she know it might be some problems with her. But she said no, it's not with you. It's mostly with Fosse. Basically, Bob Fosse's sperm count is low. So when his sperm count is low, it's very hard for her to conceive. So it's not much of his soldiers is marching. So he said we could do things. You could do a vitro, and that means we go to stop just sticking yourself with needles and medicines and get you open up the ovaries and stuff like that, so you could get that procedure and stuff like that, and just give you needles and stuff. They try that for a while, and then they try that for a while, get pregnant. And she tried and trying, and she's had a period. So it ain't happened. So it's like she's really like stressing, and that's part of the reason why she couldn't get pregnant. She's stressing. So she said, "You know what? Let's try a different approach." They tried a different approach. They tried to adopt. And during the time she was adopting, there was a thing they had a little number called Razzle Dazzle by Gwen. Razzle Dazzle them. And that was a nice little piece. And and her little suit, like a little suit and a top hat and a magic wand and everything. It was really nice. And she would do adoption and look at the place and see how the places is and see if it was ready for a child and stuff. And later on, they got a call that said they have a baby in Rochester due in June. It could be their baby, so they got a chance to adopt. So they said it was so happy. They said let's celebrate, and then they celebrated, and then they really had passionate sex, whatever they did. And they really celebrated. She said no, let's stay in, and they just got it in. You could tell they got it in because it was not more force, stress, of sex. It was more like with the flow, not thinking about it. We have making love with each other, and that's what it was. And that's how that came out because after a while he was freaking dancing in the freaking thing, doing dance numbers, dancing the thing, and his hat on his head, and dancing while he got the crib he tried to put together, and he ain't putting that shit together. It's on the floor. And she said, "Bob, like, come on, it's like you were supposed to do that." He said, "Oh, let's do this later. I gotta work on something. Let's do this later." She said, "No, you gotta do this." And all the while she was doing it, she fainted. And he said, "Oh my gosh, what happened, girl? No, what happened?" When she went to the hospital, A lot of her tests came back negative. But one did come positive, and they was like, oh, what's that? She pregnant. She said, what? What? So she was so happy. I said, oh my gosh, I could tell. And you know, she had a daughter, Nicole. So, and then she had a previous daughter, because he said, what's your, the doctor said earlier, he said, what's your history of conceiving before? I don't think, reason why you can't conceive again. And he said, your son, and she said, no, my son Jimmy is from a previous marriage. So like that. I still don't know what happened to that boy. She just dropped it over the kids and just left, dropped it over her parents and just left them just like that. And so it's happy. So she said, oh, I want to go tell people. I want to thing, all that stuff like that. And he said, oh, so you think it's so fast? And she said, what's going on? It's like, you said we don't feel so happy. And he said, is that baby mine? I said, oh shit. And when most women hear that, know it's the year, they sick, they get upset as a motherfucker. But Gwen took him to that. She said, well, you must be ridiculous. No, the baby's yours. I said, I haven't had anyone but you. He said, but the doctor said my sperm count is low, my soldier's not marching and everything. Are you sure you haven't done with anybody else? Like, is it really mine? She said, yes, it's yours. The doctor said your sperm count is low doesn't mean that he said you can't get her pregnant. It is that you will have a harder time getting her pregnant. And obviously, that time you got her pregnant was the time y'all was really having passionate sex. Because you got that good news that y'all was going to get the adoption. So, obviously, that time your soldier was marching. So, it was like, come on now. It's not like you could get pregnant. She couldn't get pregnant. She got pregnant, and now you doubting that as your baby's yours. But she said, "W is yours," so it'll be happy. And then she was holding her baby with her friend Nicole, who passed away, Nicole, and they both had girls, and she named Nicole. I forgot what to call the baby name, middle name, but Nicole. All right, so that was the past thing. Now to the future, to the present. So they working on the Chicago. Chicago is one of the big plays that's been played around. It's been well known musical to today. And Gwen playing Roxy Hart, the Roxy Hart character. All right, so there was the first rehearsal. First rehearsal after Bob Fosse got out of the hospital, and he's performing a number. They performing a number. The person who was singing was playing Velma, and she was singing and doing. I think they were singing the number All That Jazz, and Bob couldn't be focused. He couldn't do it. He was cutting them off. He was cutting off. He said, no, stop it, stop. He could not even focus on the project at all. He was not focusing. He was not taking care, not even paying attention to what's going on there. And he just said he just can't focus on it because it's not. He tired of doing this musical comedy. Like I said, he was doing Lenny, so that was the dark project. So he tired of doing this musical thing. So he was like, listen, this could bore me as a motherfucker. I need to do something, darken up a little bit. So while it was rehearsal again, sorry, he went to one of the guys who was part of the play and try to get the guy to freaking, no, they performing another piece. Well, it was another piece that Roxy Hart was was played as a dummy, and somebody was a ventriloquist to that Roxy Hart, and I think that was the time when she was the lawyer. Yes, the lawyer was playing as a ventriloquist, and she was the puppet. Because I remember the movie, and they was answer questions and stuff like that. He said, "Do whatever I said, say what I think," and then she was a puppet, and it was sitting down. But before they were rehearsing by doing all the movements, standing up. So I guess Gwen had a hard time keeping up, and he see that. He said, "No, we got to do something with this number. You got to slow this number down." So she was trying to take a breath. He went to the guy. He said, "We need to slow the number down." He said, "It's okay." He said, "No, the actress cannot keep up," and he cared for Gwen and like that. So she was huffing and puffing. He said, and like that. And so slow it down. And then he said he tried to get the guy to give him some drugs. He said, "I know that. I'm not trying to get no drugs." So he said, come on. He said, "No." The answer's no. So he shut that down. Like, yeah, he shut that down. So what he did was he had he trying to have the mood to change. It's like when they was performing All That Jazz, she said it was so hippity happy. He said, "No, let's darken up a little bit." and y'all are basically, it's mostly a scene around murders, women and stuff like that, and getting off and getting by and stuff like that, and going through society. And so he said knock it off, and then they did that, and I dig into to his liking. He liked it. So it came to enough rehearsal. That's where Gwen was having a hard time with the piece. So what he said, he changed it. He said, you know what? Here's a chair. You sit down on the chair. And she said, what we gonna do? Sitting down? He said, yeah, throughout the most day. And I remember in the movie, they was like that. She was mostly sitting down and thing, and then it was moving at the end, but it was mostly sitting down, so it could really not focus too much on the movement and focus on more on the action of her being a ventriloquist, a dummy. And that was that. So he asked his friend Patty. And you know Patty's not here with the shits. So he asked Patty, he said, listen, I need you to do something for me. Like, listen, can you get me this drugs? It's like that. And Patty said, hell to the motherfucker, no, I'm not getting you no shit. No, you're not supposed to be taking no drugs. No, don't ask me. He said, you know what? You try to kill yourself. And then he got a cigarette. He said, you know you're supposed to be smoking that shit. He said, you know what? When you die, I'm going to your funeral, and I'm not going to give you a best eulogy. I will give you a freaking bad mouth eulogy. I said, it's going to be people sitting there for 4 hours, and I'm going to not give you one little good one. He said, when you die, I'm going to tap dance on your funeral. He said, oh, that ain't going to be a good idea. That might be a good idea. So I said, oh, y'all two is crazy. But Patty said no. All right, so Bob and Gwen were sitting there for Nicole's recital with what was his name? Ron, Gwen boyfriend at the time. So they was in the recital, and I said, listen, y'all need to stop it. They said the recital, and they was all going back and forth talking about the ending. Gwen is not happy with the ending. They said they need to do something with the ending. They give you a number for Roxy. It's her place like that. We need to give her an ending number. It feels flat and everything. And they was going back and forth, back and forth. Mom was trying to get her to shut up. And Nicole was up there doing her recital. I said, y'all need to shut up. Your daughter is right there performing. And y'all here talking. And she see y'all not even paying attention to her and everything. Mom was trying to get her to listen and focus. And they was not having it. They was just going back and forth. So until he gave it, he said, okay. It gonna happen. You gonna get your number. You gonna snap it up. And she said, yes. I was like, oh my gosh, y'all doing way too much. So they dropped Nicole off at Anna's, and Anna was asking how was everything going. They was talking about the different projects they was all doing, and Nicole went inside. She was very bothered by how her mother wasn't even focused on her. So you could tell Nicole getting older, she started not liking a lot of things right now. So she went inside, and they said, Anna asked him, where's Bob? He said he went to the studio to do something. Not knowing he was not in the studio, he went to go see this chick, whatever the chick is at. Whoever that chick was, or who she was. Went to ask the chick about her opinions about the thing. She said, oh, you're doing great, and this is good, and I had a problem. I loved it, and I thought, that's a girl. You just want the dick. Like, come on, you saw, oh, yes. But she did say yes. Maybe you should get a number for Roxy at the end. People had this kind of problems, and I don't have no problem. You was a very good director. You don't raise your voice. You don't scream at us. You take it calmly and stuff. He said, oh, that won't seem like a good thing as it is. And he said, okay, the reason I came here, I need to do a favor. She said, what's up? You know, she's very impressionable, so she probably will do whatever we want. A little convincing will get her to do what he wanted. And it happened, works. Because he said, you know, there's pills. I need to go to the doctor to give me some pills. All that stuff. He said, if the doctor didn't want you to get the pills, why are you asking me? Maybe you should not get it. He said, come on. And this all that stuff. Eventually, she agreed to it. I said, oh, girl. So they come to the point where Gwen did that song, and I call, isn't it great, isn't it flash, isn't it blind, isn't it You know that song, that ended song in Chicago, the end of Peace. Well, was actually with Velma and Roxy was singing that song together, and I remember in the movie it was like that. But Roxy wanted her ending, her own thing, because they wrote the song around Roxy. It was basically played around her, so they would end it with her. And even Velma's like, the person who was playing Velma, she was like, no, all that stuff. So she sang the song, It was okay. It was good. And then Bob was not in focus. He was sitting there smoking his cigarette, flicking the thing up like he was paying attention. He was hearing it. It was like very unbothered. And basically, at the end, he was like, let's hear it again. She said, Bob, do you really like it? He said, I just want to hear it again. And then she said, you know what? We're going to switch the verses. And have Velma sing the first verse, you sing the thing, and we go, and then at the end, y'all come together. And she was like, no. And Velma was like, well, no, go on. Like, it was about Roxy. It was voted by her. It's like, it posted right there. It fits for her. It's a really good thing. He said, no. I think it would be great for both of y'all. It'd be great for the show if y'all both could sing it. She said, is it great for you or is it great for the show? She said, it's great for the show. So she went the whole way. She said, you don't support me, this and that. You have a problem that I'm making success right now, and you is not getting the success. I could have said no when you was asking me for Redhead. I could have said no when you was asking for Daddy Yankees. I could have said no when we was doing charity, all the extra stuff. I could have said no, but I had supported you like that. So now it's my chance. You can't support me, so you is to have a problem with me shining and you not. And he heard all of that, and he said, okay, I still think that the number should be both of y'all. And I said, oh shit, I hear that Bob. Bob was very difficult. And Gwen is having a hard time dealing with Bob being very difficult. A lot of times Bob is difficult. So she said, no, see this coin? I can make one call and I can get you off. One call, I can get you off. Because I waited a whole lot for you because I said I fought for you to be the director. I will make sure they kept all the same cast. I make sure you got better to be the director. And not all you doing all this stuff for me. So it was that. I said, oh God, y'all two is too much sometimes. Like, alright, so during the piece, Bob was wanting to know how the thing was because they had the opening night. They did the piece, Isn't It? I did call it Isn't It. I don't think the song is called Isn't It, but y'all know the song. And they did the song together, Velma and Roxy. And they had a review. They say they love Gwen, and they said the thing was okay, and so it's like that. But it's still building because even though Chicago did become big, like at that time, it was beginning stages. So it didn't do so well as Bob standards. So he got upset by that. So he was For that, like, you'll need to unlock your phone. So he was like, yeah. So he was like, no, we not having this. We not having that. So he went out, popping the pills, popping the pills, popping the pills, drinking, smoking. I said, oh, you ain't supposed to be doing all that. And they want to have that. So during the time, Gwen's voice, she lost her voice. So at some point in the time, like 5 weeks or something like that, her voice, she was kind of pitchy somewhere else, and she wasn't hitting high notes. And it was like, you need to take it serious. So the doctor said, I need to get some surgery in my voice and recover it, something like that. And she said, no, if I get the surgery, I could be out for 6 weeks, and then I can't get the thing together, and we ain't going to have a good show, and then we're going to be on tour, and then we're going to movies, and all that stuff. He said, listen, the show will keep going on. You go be well. I need you to get your voice together. You need to take care of yourself. Don't take care of yourself, you fired. Basically, so she went to do the surgery, and during the time she couldn't go back, so that he said, well, I'm going to have somebody named Liza do it. She said, Liza. He said, don't worry, it will be no press, no stuff like that. But finally, somebody got a hold of that. Liza was doing it, and also saying that she was good, that they still love you, and the show is picking up, it's better now, and all that stuff. He changed numbers back to where he cut from. So it was like, okay. And she was recovering. He get the call for Bob, and he told her all that. And he said, it'd be great for you. She said, good for you. He said, is it good for me or it's good for you? And she was straight. She said, it's good for me or it's good for you. And he said, what are you talking about? She said, you always did me support like me. And you always didn't think that I could do it. And don't you think I could do it? He said, Liza, and she's so young, and you think she could do it more than me, and you think I couldn't do it, something like that? You never had a right. He said, well, I thought you could do it 15 years ago when you first brought this idea. I said, oh, so you may say you don't think she could do it now. So she just dropped that phone and just said, okay. So she came back was good. Her voice is good now. Went back into play and all this like that. And was reminiscing, think about the past life, think about how things was going, and that's how it ended. So yeah, she sat down her thing and just looked at the mirror and think about things in the past and things I already explained in the earliest episode. I'm gonna talk about their past. She talked about the baby and all that actionness, all that stuff. But that was Fosse Verdon. Like I said, I enjoyed this episode really much. Next week will be the finale, so join me next week for the last episode of Fosse Verdon. I really enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you all later. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel if you're new to my channel, and I'll talk to you all later. Peace.